Hello. You don't live very long till you realize there are just some things in life you can't do anything about. uh You know what I mean. But we need to take it seriously, don't we? There are some things you cannot do anything about, whether you're a Christian or a non-Christian. And we hope, if you happen to be a non-Christian, we hope you come back. Will you do that? Or write me, just in case you'd be interested in doing it. Write me at hollywoodjk@aol.com. Anyway, um, after a while, soon you learn there are things you can't do anything about. You're born into a world you didn't build. You're born in an area that you didn't choose. You're living under laws that you didn't set up. You drive on roads. You have rules and regulations and all that. Nothing you can do about it. You get to be ill, and some illnesses are terminal, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing the doctors can do about it. You try hard to have a good business and all of that, but things just crush. Things over and over and over again. And it's not that you don't try. You do try. You do. You try hard, you work hard, you have a marriage that falls apart, and you do what you can. Okay, so you're not Jesus Christ, but even if you were Jesus Christ, even there's just some things that you cannot change because it depends on whether people want to be changed or not. But life is like that. You come up against things you can't handle. In Luke chapter 5, in the Gospels, Luke 5, the fellas, they're fishermen. I mean, these are professionals. And they toil. The Greek word that's used there, so the scholars tell me, it's exhausting labor. In fact, some versions render it that way. Lord, we have worked exhaustively the entire night. And they ended up with nothing. Now, it couldn't have been the first time that they've done that, but these are professional, experienced men. Out they went, worked like dogs all night, come back in, empty boat. If they'd been lazy, we would have understood why they didn't catch anything, but they weren't lazy. Had they been ignoramuses or inexperienced, you could see that they didn't get. But they weren't that. They were experienced men. They knew exactly what they were doing, and they worked hard at it, but there was nothing they could do about it. Some things are not in our control. This whole virus thing that's going on right now, and the rules and regulation that the governments bring up as they see as best or smartest or whatever, and who knows in the end, yes. But you live up to that. You pay your taxes and stuff. You stop at red lights and you're glad they're there. All kinds of things that you can't do anything about. And you get older, feebler. Yeah, that's sad. But here comes Jesus. He's standing there and they come in with their empty boats. And he said, send your boats out and let down your nets. And Peter says to him, this is all Luke 5. He said, Master, we've worked all night like dogs and got nothing, but because you say so, we're going to do it. And out they went, and they got some money. They had to call some of their colleagues in to bring all the fish back. And this is going to sound glib. I don't mean it to be glib. I know there are heartaches. I know there are questions that we want to ask. And sometimes, even if we don't want to ask questions, we just want to, can you do something about stopping this? I understand that. Moses said that, Elijah said that, Jeremiah said it, all kinds of people said it. Paul said it 3 times in agony, and the Lord said, shh, that's enough. All you need is. I understand that, I do. And in my own tiny life, there were things that, and there are things, I can't do anything about them. You know what I mean. Huh. Jesus understands that. And in this case, in this particular case, empty boats are no big deal to him. But you know what? What makes him sad? I don't mean makes him fume in anger or anything like that, or froth at the mouth. I'm not talking about that. But you know what really saddens him and sometimes frustrates him? The New Testament says, sinful generation. How long am I going to have to put up with you? That was the apostolic group. He had given them the power to cast out demons and all of that. And a man came and said, I brought my son to your followers, and they couldn't cast out the demons. And that's when Jesus said what I just quoted there a moment ago. So I don't want to be clear, but I want to say that what makes Jesus sad is not empty boats, but empty hearts, empty minds that aren't able to trust him because things are going bad. Hey, if you're suffering greatly, will you believe me? I don't want to give you the impression that your pain and your hurt and your loneliness and the like doesn't matter. It does matter. And he could give you all the answers. He's got all the answers, but right now it isn't answers that you can understand. It gets too complex, and anyway, it's not answers you would want. You sense that there is a good answer, but you don't know what it is, and you sense that he's got the good answers, and Lord, I don't want answers. I want you to put a stop to it. You see all of that? He gets that, and that's most important. But even I can get that. And your friends and your family. And you are looking at other people who are in trouble every bit as much as you. And you look at them and you feel sad for them. So nobody's interested in being glib here. But Jesus would say, trust me. And what the great news is that I know people personally, and so do you. And you may be one of them, that for all your pain and all your hurt, you trust him. You see, if you walked into your room or wherever you are right now, and you are able and have trusted him and do now trust him in the middle of all that's going on that you've no control over, and though you weep every now and again, but still you trust him. If he come into your office or into your home, he would sit down beside you and he'd look at you for a while. And of course you would look at him. And if you knew who he was, you'd be waiting for him to say something. I'm now starting to talk too soft, and Linda's probably wanting to tell me, speak louder or the people won't be able to hear you. Okay, but here he is sitting beside you and he's looking at you. And you're looking at him and you're thinking, I've made a lot of mistakes. I wonder, has he come here to give me a rebuke in that? And that's not why he's there at all. And then he would tell you, listen to me, please. Please. You in particular who are hurting and have good reason to hurt and weep and worry and that. Listen to me. If you continue to trust him, he'll visit you one day, one way or another. But if he walked into your room right now and sat down beside you, and he would look along at you and he would tell you, I know what's happening to you and it matters to me. But let me tell you what really, really pleases me. That when I tell you, I'll make this better, in a day coming, you won't even ask the questions that you think you might ask me. You won't. When the world is better, you will think, and you will even say perhaps, all those questions that I thought were the big questions that I ended up, I will ask those. You will now know they were good in their day, but because I trusted in Christ, I should have known I wouldn't ask the questions. And he would say, do you know what really pleases me? It really pleases me that you trust me. You make me happy. We know we can make Jesus sad, but do you know what really rings his bell? People trusting him. And if you who are hurting greatly right now, they got the bad news, you got the bad news about the medical report, or this about someone you love more than you love yourself, that they are now in this awful trouble. And the heartache and the heartbreak is there, and yet you will not walk away from him. He would say to you, I see all of this. I hear all of this. I see people who walk away from me and it saddens me. I'm not hypercritical over them. I'm just saying they walk away and it hurts my heart greatly. But let me tell you, so to speak, when I wake in the morning and I think of you, this is not just sweet talk, this is Bible. Jesus, when he speaks in Luke 15 about people who come back home and put their trust in the Holy Father, he said, you know, God throws a party in heaven over all of that. And in you who trust me, I want my joy to be made full in you. And I'm promising you that it's going to be okay. And even now you help me. You make me smile. You make my heart happy. And you make me happy because not only you personally are faithfully responding to me in the middle of your trouble, other people are seeing you. Other people are depending on you. And you're giving them a good witness of me. Huh? That's what he would say to you. That's what he's saying to you this moment through my dithering around with it, okay? But it's true. God bless you and thank you for listening in. And look, this is, I'm not sure about this, but I think I have to say it. If you think this is useful, if you do think it's useful, if you don't do it. But if you think it's useful for someone you know, hit a little button. I don't know how you do it, but hit a little button that says share. Hey, would you do that?